The story of the poor woodcutter Shyam. Once upon a time, in a small village near a dense forest, lived a poor woodcutter named Shyam. Every morning he went deep into the forest with his old axe, cutting wood to sell in the market. Though he worked hard from sunrise to sunset, he earned barely enough to feed himself and his ailing mother. One hot afternoon, as Shyam chopped a tree near a river, his axe slipped from his hand and fell into the deep water. He panicked. That axe was his only tool and his only source of livelihood. Without it, he would have nothing. Shyam sat on the riverbank and began to cry helplessly. Just then, a bright golden light appeared from the water, and a beautiful fairy rose from the river. She said kindly, "Why are you crying, young man?" Shyam bowed respectfully and told her about his lost axe. The fairy smiled and disappeared into the water. Moments later, she came up holding a golden axe. "Is this yours?" she asked. Shyam shook his head. "No, ma'am, that isn't mine. Mine was old and made of iron." The fairy smiled again and sank back into the river. When she returned, she held a silver axe. "Is this one yours?" she asked. Shyam replied honestly, "No, that too is not mine." Finally, the fairy brought out an old, rusty iron axe, the very one Shyam had lost. His eyes filled with joy. "Yes, that's my axe," he exclaimed gratefully. The fairy was impressed by his honesty. She said, "You could have taken the golden or silver axe, but you chose truth. As a reward, you may keep all three axes." Shyam couldn't believe his luck. With the golden and silver axes, he became a wealthy man, but he never forgot his humble beginnings. He helped the poor in his village and remained kind and honest all his life. Soon, everyone knew him as Honest Shyam, the woodcutter whose truthfulness changed his fate. Moral: honesty is the greatest wealth. It can turn poverty into prosperity.